Hey everyone, welcome to week 6. It's time's flying by. This week we're really going to dive into qualitative research, and um, I actually have been spending a lot of time thinking about qualitative research. Uh, Really, it's what got me really excited about doing research in general. And you have an activity to do this week um, where I want you to develop a couple interview protocols. One with some insight from your topic that you're working on, and then the other one based on an observation I want you to do. Um, and I want to encourage you. I hope the activity doesn't just seem like tedious. This is something I really hope you have a lot of fun with. It's kind of, it's hard to describe for me, and I don't know, I guess I just assume other people might feel the same way. But this whole idea of going out and doing observations and describing what you see is like the essence of doing research. Uh, when I'm going to tell you maybe funny, you might think I'm nuts, but an anecdote from when I was doing my master's degree. So I did my master's in an anthropology slash sociology department, and I was really interested in criminal justice. And I don't remember if I told you this in my first introduction video, but I actually wanted to study militia groups. So it's kind of ironic that I now live in Montana, which sort of kind of put militias on the map in a sense. But that's what I wanted to study, and I mean the idea of going out and kind of somehow embedding in an ethical way, which is a touchy idea, but going out and embedding myself in a militia group and describing what's going on and interviewing people. I say that gets touchy because, we'll talk about a little later, but there's this idea of informed consent. I mean, what you're doing for the activity is just, it's not research. It's not something you need informed consent about. If you're going to publish it and that sort of thing, it'd be a big deal. But, how do you embed yourself incognito in a group of people and also have their informed consent? So that's a touchy issue. But just this notion of going out and interacting with a group and researching it. Some great but also unfortunate examples are ethnographers who basically studied Native American tribes. We know so much about early post-contact history of Native people because of ethnography, and once again, people embedding themselves within the tribes and writing very descriptive narratives about those experiences. That also came with a consequence for Native people. We need to be cautious, and hopefully we are more cautious now than we were back then as researchers. But just a lot of fascinating work that came from those early ethnographers. So I think the activities for this week are pretty well detailed in the document. But I want to encourage you to have fun with it. Go observe something fun. Don't observe ants on the sidewalk. Go out and observe something you're interested in, and in an hour of observation, you could probably easily write 3 pages of notes. A definition that I'll discuss just briefly is the idea of saturation of the data. So how do you know when you've collected enough data? That's a big question in qualitative research. And I think the most reasonable expectation is when you're not observing anything new. Now, in an hour of observing a social phenomena, it'd be pretty hard to saturate the data. But as you write and write and observe and write and observe and write, you may get to a point where you feel like, well, I'm really not seeing anything new. That's the concept of saturation of the data. So enjoy that. In the syllabus, the literature review is due next week. I honestly, it does not matter to me if you need a little more time. You could even push it into that next week. I believe due dates are kind of important, but if you need a little more time to get into literature, especially since I posted a lot of those videos a little later than I should have, if you need another week, go ahead and take it. Just use self-caution and don't put things off, because it'll pile up. So make sure you get it into me by the 16th. So that gives you an extra week if you need it. Also, be sure to note that in the syllabus, in the activity document for this week, that the quiz is also in there. Okay, so I'm asking you to develop a protocol. I try to make my quizzes, very hands-on and not just a basic assessment all the time, but actually more performance-based, so you can show me that you're engaging in these activities and developing some proficiencies. So I hope you all are doing well. And last thing, I also posted overview video of ethnography. The speaker's accent's a little hard at first, but as I watched it and reviewed it, his accent got a little easier, and he gives a really good overview and some excellent insight. So I think you'll enjoy that. So take care, and I will see you soon.